Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and yep, it's the continuation of the road to tier 10. I did mention the other day in a video that I wasn't quite sure how to progress with this, and you know, received some feedback from you guys which was very helpful, and it's allowed me to sort of, you know, figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I'm not going to change lines or anything else. I'm going to persevere, I'm going to get through it, and yeah, just go with it basically. One, because I really don't like giving up on things. It would have bugged me if I had. And two, one of the things that was said to me is that, you know, you want to see the ups and downs, not that you want to see me struggle. You know, you want to go through the journey with me, so to speak, and see the ups and downs of it. So I am going to carry on. So this is all the footage that was recorded last week for the Road to Tier 10 series, and I think I'll probably be doing another one tomorrow, so it should be a double whammy of this. Now, my performance in this tank, as I mentioned before, has been rather, well, subpar is a bit of an understatement. I would say that a drunken donkey having a seizure probably would have played slightly better than I did. And I don't know what it is. I think I was in a bit of a funk with World of Tanks, possibly on the day. I kind of get how this tank should be used, and I don't know why I just didn't seem to use it that way. And yeah, just, I don't know, a multitude of things. Like I said, I was in a bit of a funk with it, kept getting bottom tier and just various things. So yeah, didn't play it to the best of my ability. You know, I don't know. I don't think I particularly like this tank. I don't know what it is, but again, it could have just been that I was in a bit of a funk with the game, and that's, you know, that's what it was. Which can happen, you know, sometimes you're a bit fed up with it, that sort of thing. You get in a tank, you have a few bad matches, you know, I hate this tank. And, you know, then when you actually look at it in a better mood, or in the light of day, so to speak, then you do sort of change your mind a little bit. And, you know, I can see the potential in this. It's nippy. It does have its issues. What tank doesn't? But it's whether you can deal with those issues and, you know, enjoy it and have a good game. So I'm going to give it another go tomorrow, and if not, like I said, I'm just going to persevere, grind my way through it, and get up to the next one and see how we go with that. Now, it does get the short 88, the next one, so that will give it a bit more oomph to the gun. I would imagine it's going to play fairly similarly to this. Yeah, well, anyway. Yeah, it's going to play pretty much the same. I think we'll just go for that. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But, yes, Artie balanced me a couple of times when I was doing this, I think. So, we've basically got, these are all the matches. Same format as I did before, so you've got all the matches. There's a couple of good ones in here, or a couple of better ones that, you know, I did do alright, and actually my wife did one of them. And, it's, you know, it's just how it is. This was the journey for me in this tank that day. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to getting through to the Indian Panzer. I don't know why. I know it's not supposed to be an easy tank to use, but I just kind of looking forward to it a bit now. Yeah, you see what I mean? I just go completely YOLO, but it was so worth it with the ram kill on the VK, the light tank there. But now the T69, he's going at me, and he's reloading, but he's going to have reloaded any second now. So I've got to be careful, trying to go backwards and forwards. Should have carried on going back, maybe. But yeah, he took me out. Now, this one I thought things were going slightly better. I was quite proud of myself with that shot on the Cromwell. That tracked him, got a few assists, and he got taken out as well. But again, it just sort of wasn't to be, so it did seem to be going a bit better. But RNG was having a bit of a field day as well. But, yep, not entirely sure. Anyway, on another note, I am quite excited because I've now been able to finally order a new laptop. So mine, with its random blue screens and tiny sort of hard drive space left and everything else, will be upgraded soon, and that will allow me to get a different capture card as well. And the one I'm looking at I can record in 60 frames or 60 hertz, 60 frames a second. The one that I use at the moment can only do 30 frames a second. So yeah, the quality of the videos should hopefully improve, and that will be, I'm trying to think, probably the week after, no, next week, I think, hopefully, yeah, should be next week. So yeah, really looking forward to that, turning up and being able to get that new capture card as well, so yeah, quite excited for that one. And I don't know if there's been anything else. Not really, that I can think of. I've got the M103 now, so I'm working on grinding through and upgrading that one. Just using this as a bit of a catch-up, really. And yeah, I think that's about it, really, apart from that. But back to the VK, yep. Like I said before, I can see its potential. I can see why people would like it as well. And like I said before, I might change my mind when I go in it tomorrow, and it could have just been because I was in a bit of a mood with the game, maybe. I don't know. But we'll have to see. Now, the video that I did yesterday, the random destruction with the match from 2 points of view, it seems to have been fairly well received. You all seem to have enjoyed it, so thank you for your comments. I have read through them, so thank you for those. I've not had a chance to reply just yet, but yeah, I have read through them, so yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was good fun making it as well. That was another arty balance there, as you can see. A bird just slammed me in the side. Now this one, I was actually top tier for this one, and this was the only good game I had in this tank. For that, yeah, the whole day, really. Yeah, I think this was the only good game I had in it, and it's not a brilliant game, to be honest. I don't do too badly in it, but it's not anything too special. But it was nice to be top tier for once. I don't know if it's this tank or what. It just seemed to get really bad matchmaking, or if it was just bad luck on my part on that day. I don't know if anybody else has been in this, if you've experienced anything similar, whether you do think that this tank does have sort of generally worse matchmaking. I don't know if that is a thing or not, but it does seem sometimes that certain tanks just seem to get matched up as bottom tier more often than they do sort of top tier. And vice versa as well. There are certain tanks that do seem to get matched up top tier much more than they do sort of bottom or middle tier. And again, I don't know if it's just a thing or if it just, you know, it just seems to be that's how it is when you're playing those tanks. Not entirely sure. Something else I forgot to mention as well in the last video or so is that I hit 4,000 subscribers last week, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. You know, it's really good, and thank you for all your support. I'm not going to be doing a giveaway for the 4,000, but I will be doing one for 5,000 subscribers. So the sooner I get up to 5,000, the sooner I can do a nice little giveaway. So that'll be good fun. And yeah, seen a few subs actually in matches over the last few days, which is quite nice. It's you know, I do see subscribers in games every now and again, and you know, normally get a message after the match, you know, saying, you know, basically saying that they'd seen me in the match and they're a subscriber and what have you, which is really nice. So thank you for those as well, and the nice things that I get in those messages. So it's yeah, it's always good. But yeah, I've seen a few. I think maybe 2 or 3 today, possibly, which is the most I've seen in one day. But yeah, it is really nice that I'm starting to my channel's starting to get to that size now where you know, where I'm seeing more and more subs in game. It is nice, definitely. Well, as you know, obviously that one yesterday was Borjak. You know, that I saw in that game that I put up yesterday, but that was sort of midweek last week. Now, we've kind of just sped around the back of here. There wasn't really any enemy resistance as such around that way. There was the M6 who promptly got, well, mobbed and taken care of, and then the KV2 and is it the Panzer 4H, although I did take a bit of damage from that. And I don't know whether Whether I just got a bit too confident and cocky or what, I don't know. I just, you know, it started so well and then I just started playing not so well. I don't know really how to describe it, and I'm not quite sure what was up with me. But yeah, this is, I don't know, possibly should have handled this differently. Looking back at it, there's a Hellcat up there. I take a pot shot at him. I'm on very low health, I'm 101. I would say that pretty much anything that's left in the game could one-shot me. I don't think there's anything in here that couldn't. So, yeah, I don't know. Possibly should have played this differently. See, I know the Hellcat is still up there somewhere. Maybe you should have dropped down and gone over the other side of the valley and, you know, left it or pulled back and maybe let him come around to us. I don't know, but anyway. It started off quite well and just ended up a little bit unfortunate, but that was the best game that I had in this tank. Well, for that day of playing on it. Came out in that match second. The Ziska had a fairly decent game and, well, he did quite a bit of damage. About 4 times. Yeah, I think it was just, in fact, yeah, getting on nearly 4 times the damage of the third player on the team there. So, yeah, just one of those games. Well, that was the best one that I had, and then it was pretty much back to... Well, this one was a weird one. I don't know if it was particularly too bad. There was just one point, again, I started doing alright and just forgot about a KV2. But it was a bit odd because I'd pushed all the way down that flank without seeing anything. These were the first guys that I had seen coming down that entire flank, so the enemy team had just ignored it completely. Which was a bit, well, a bit odd. And if anybody had have just come with me, we probably could have been a lot more effective down here. But as it happens, nobody did. You know, some of the team went, as you can see, off onto the western flank there. Some went down the middle, and the rest just stayed, well, camping the ridge at Cap. And I don't know if it had been me, and I'd have been sort of staying back slightly. I did manage to get around on the KV, expecting me to be somewhere else, so I just didn't take quite advantage of it. But if it had been me and I'd have been sort of back towards the Cap and seen a tank come down here on his own without any resistance and get all the way down here, I would have started speeding down here, you know, to give a bit of backup and try and exploit the situation. But then again, I probably wouldn't have been sat back at Cap, depending on what I mean. I don't know, even when I should be sat back at Cap in the tank that I'm in. Or not back at Cap, but you know what I mean, sat sort of further back in the tank that I'm in. I do struggle. I don't know, I just like to get in there, I suppose. And it was at this point, I think I was actually cursing the lack of gun depression on this, because I could have gone for that KV2 and put another couple of shots in. But I forgot, and he crept up a bit closer as I was putting shots in at the Achilles, and, well, yeah, it sent me back to the garage. Now this one, this is the round that my wife did in it. She doesn't mind this tank, and she does better in it than I do. I think this was the first time she'd been in it fully upgraded, and yeah, she doesn't mind it. But it's Ghost Town, is it a tier 6 match? I think it is, yep. Yeah, it looks like it. So it's favourable matchmaking as well. Now the team's spreading okay as well, and it's always nice when you see a team sort of spread nicely at the beginning of a match. It doesn't mean you're going to win, but you just sort of look and think, okay, people seem to be, it's either coincidence, or people seem to be using the map and sort of, you know, using it to spread. Although now, having said that, it does look quite weak down along that southern side. It did look as though there were a few tanks going along that way, and you know, there's sort of going to be an even spread through the town along the bottom and up here, but now not so much. But nonetheless, it still ends up okay. Bit of a spoiler alert, but yeah, it's not too bad. Now, there's a Hellcat up on this corner. She's come up onto this corner as well. Don't forget, this is my wife playing this match. Nothing up here, apart from an M4 who's about to... Is he going to pop over that ridge? Now, the accuracy on this thing, it's... There are worse... well, there are tanks with worse accuracy at tier 6, but for some reason, it just feels a bit trolly. I don't know what it is, but yeah, there are tanks with far worse accuracy than this at tier. But it does just seem a bit trollish sometimes with the old hits. And stuff that really should hit just goes nowhere near, and I think that, again, it did get me quite frustrated. I did experience that a few times throughout the day. Now, Jackson down there, he's pulling back. That was a nice shot into the engine, set him on fire. It looks like he's put it out. And I don't know if he's dropped down behind something. He might have just got back off a ridge, possibly. But it's now a case of moving down there. The KV-1S took a hit from something, and then the Jackson. So it looks like there might be more than one down there. There's the Jackson, and yeah, there's an SU-100 as well. Now, this is what I mean by the potential with this. It is nippy, it is nimble, it's got very good hull traverse, or it just seems to turn very quickly, very nicely. The turret traverse isn't as good, and that can be an issue when you turn the hull, when you're trying to track on stuff, because the turret traverse isn't as good. The hull seems to turn a lot quicker than the turret. Or if not a lot quicker, then at least a bit quicker, which then does translate into the turret having to move sometimes. You can just see there, it sometimes just can't quite keep up. But the team have done quite well. It's an 11-3 lead, which is quite nice. There's only 4 left, and when she popped off radar, jinked off to the right. The T-67 was still expecting him to come straight over in front of him, and no, came round to his side and just went for the ram kill. That was you almost felt sorry for him, didn't you? It was like kicking a hamster or something. But now there's just a lone Boilermaker left, but unfortunately there are a couple of people in cap. I really don't know why. One of them really should have just come out of cap, and just given those few seconds for somebody to get the kill on the Boilermaker. But as it happens, they don't, so the Boilermaker does survive. Right, came out of that one with, just over 1,270 damage done. And yeah, not a bad bit of XP there as well for it. I was going to say, is that a daily double? I had a complete brain fart for a moment there. But you can see that accuracy with the 15 fired and only 9 hit. Admittedly, some were on the move. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel that the accuracy is a bit trolly in that. But sometimes it really does behave itself. Anyway, then I got back behind the wheel, or behind the pad, if you prefer. And well, it pretty much went back to what it was before, unfortunately. Now, I do like to come up to this spot. It is a lot better in something with good gun depression, but you can make it work in something like this as well by spotting. But unfortunately, well, I just take a damn good kicking instead. So yeah, things don't go particularly well. I mean, the gun depression on this isn't savage, but something like, like an American medium or heavy, something like that, it's quite a decent position. I quite like it, because you're basically spotting stuff on the hill. You get assisted damage from anything shooting from down in the valley up at the hill, and you can use the ridge to come up and over with your gun depression and put shots in at stuff, put shots in along the side. But yeah, it's not a bad position. It doesn't always work, you know, as you saw there, it doesn't always work. But then again, I can't think of many places in the game where you can guarantee a success by going there, so, you know, it swings and roundabouts with every sort of position that you like to go to. But here we are on Ducal Pass, and as you can see, the team have not spread particularly well, so I thought I'd pop down here, try and do a bit of spotting, but it's not easy in this because it doesn't have a particularly good view range. Either that, or I'm just getting a bit too picky. Again, I've been playing the higher tiers, but yeah, I kept getting a bit frustrated with getting out spotted in this. Now, the point that I've got to, well, I've come down here, like I say, hoping spot for maybe RT or the TD behind me to put some shots in. But unfortunately, because none of the team have actually come down here, I've ended up getting completely surrounded, and it's just a matter of time. So I just decided to try and do as much damage as I can before I get blown up. But unfortunately, that means no damage whatsoever. Right, and I think, I don't know if this is the last one. It could be the last one. There might be one more after this anyway. In fact, I think I'm going to stop and check it. Right, well, I'm really glad that I've got a new laptop coming, like I mentioned earlier, because when I did go to check if this was the last clip, it wouldn't record again afterwards. So I stopped it recording, checked if it was the last clip, came back, and it wouldn't let me record anymore. No matter what I did, it wouldn't work. I saved it, shut it down, that didn't work. Well, shut the program down, that didn't work. Shut the laptop down, that didn't work, and then it crashed. Yeah. So I am really glad that my new laptop is going to be here soon, because, like I say, the point where I said that I'm going to go and check, that's when everything went horribly wrong last night. And yeah, just, I don't know, PowerDirect, which is the program I use to edit, just would not allow me to record any more audio for some bizarre reason. Ah dear. And then, like I say, blue screen, etc, etc, after various trying, and nothing happened. So yeah, that's why it's going up this morning, unfortunately, because I just got that fed up with it last night. I shut it down and left it, and this morning, for some reason, it's working. So I have no idea what's going on with this bloody thing, but thankfully I'm not going to have to put up with it for much longer. But there you go. Anyway, a little bit later, but it's still going up, and it'll be a bit double whammy of this today. So anyway, I'll be back later with another Road to Tier 10. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.